Welcome to the Raw Leadership Talk, 27th of October 2020. I'm glad you could make it. Where are you watching me from? When it's Tuesday, you know it's the Raw Leadership Talk. Thank you very much, Ali Sabuka, for tuning in. Where are you tuning in from? Even as we look at leadership and public speaking. Going for a journey, searching for wealth, searching. Dorothy Mundui, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. But now we are still empty. We can fly. Where are you tuning in from? Glad to see you, friends, joining me. The Raw Leadership Talk. Let's go back home. Let's go back home. Let's go back home to the new body. Let's go back home. In a moment, we will begin our topic of the day. Let's go back home. Sinza Godigodi, watching from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Welcome to the Raw Leadership Talk. Glad to have you here tonight. Leadership and public speaking. And today we look at the three pillars of public speaking. The three pillars of public speaking. You tuned in? Where are you tuning in from? It's going to be an exciting moment today. Thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Raw Leadership Talk. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., we bring you the Raw Leadership Talk. Today we continue with the series on leadership and public speaking that we began 2 weeks ago. Today being the third part of leadership and public speaking. And we want to zero in today on pillars of public speaking. We believe this session is going to be very, very important to you, for those who are students of public speaking, scholars of public speaking, and those who, for one reason or another, you cannot escape from presentations. You cannot escape from opportunities to do public speaking, whether it's your place of work or community, or even in your religion or your church or your mosque. You get this opportunity once in a while to do presentations. Or in your family, you find yourself with opportunities to be the family spokesperson whenever you have a gathering of any sort. It is Sir George Jessel who said the human brain starts working the moment you are born and never stops until you stand up to speak in public. I don't know what you think about that. That the human brain starts working the moment you are born and never stops until you stand up to speak in public. In my experience as a public speaking coach, I've had people who have come to me and told me, Dan, whenever I stand before an audience, I go blank. Even what I'd intended to say disappears. And this is a major problem even among leaders. That yes, you could be a leader, but you find yourself in a situation where you do not have the skills to deliver your speech effectively. You embarrass yourself every time you have an opportunity to execute your message before an audience. So I agree with Sir George Jessel that yes, it may not be to everyone, but most people, their brain stops functioning when they are in front of people. But another important truth from Dorothy Sanoff is that make sure you have finished speaking before your audience has finished listening. Make sure you have finished speaking before your audience has finished listening. This is an important aspect as far as public speaking is concerned. To detect that you need to conclude your speech before your audience has actually signed off and they are no longer listening to you. Sometimes we tend to speak for so long until our audience switches off and stop listening to us, but we do not even know. Just because you are a person of authority, maybe at your place of work, in the political circle, or in your religious organization, doesn't necessarily mean you do not need to be aware of the capacity of your audience to take in what you are talking about, to take in your message. And that your message needs to be profound enough, interesting enough, but at the same time, taking enough time to avoid your audience missing the opportunity to listen to you effectively. It is Dale Carnegie who said, "Blessed are those who make short speeches, for they shall be invited again to speak." Your speech should be long enough, but short enough for your audience to listen accordingly. So today I want to look at the three pillars of public speaking. And the first one is logos. These are Greek terminologies, and logos means logical arguments. Does your message make sense? Is it based on facts, statistics, and evidence? Does your message make sense? Is it based on facts, statistics, and evidence? Those are questions that you need to ask yourself as far as logos is concerned. But another pillar that I want to talk about also is ethos, credibility. This is the character of the speaker. Before you can convince an audience to accept anything you say, they have to accept you as credible. They have to accept you as credible. You know, this is not about your confidence. You could be a very confident speaker, experienced speaker, or you have some level of expertise, but people tend to listen to people they respect. So just like your message needs to have logical argument, it needs to make sense. At the same time, you, as the speaker, you need to be credible enough for you to be able to make sense to your audience. And then the third pillar of public speaking is pathos. Pathos, emotional connection to the audience. Emotional connection to the audience. It is the quality of persuasive presentation which appeals to the emotions of the audience. So you want to ask yourself, do your words evoke feelings of sympathy, love, or fear? What kind of feelings do you evoke? What kind of feelings do you evoke when you are speaking? Pathos is that capacity that enables you to connect with your audience and being able to appeal to them emotionally. Being able to appeal to them emotionally. All these three pillars are very, very important. Your message may have all the logos, but if your message lacks pathos, it won't make a lot of sense. Your message may have logos and pathos, but if your message lacks ethos, which is credibility, the character of the speaker. People think you are a thief. People think you are cruel. People think that you do not understand them. People think you are an exploiter. Then people won't listen to you. So as much as your message must make sense, you must be credible before even your message appeals to people or you get to that emotional connection with your audience. So when we say that the speech depends on the personal character of the speaker, what we mean is that the speaker has ethos, the speaker has character, the speaker is credible, the speaker is trustworthy. And when we say that the speech depends on putting the evidence in a certain frame of mind, what we mean is that the speech has pathos. The speech is emotionally appealing. The speech has emotional connection, or the speaker has emotional connection with his audience, or with the audience that he is delivering the message to. And when we say that the speech has the proof or apparent proof provided by the words of the speech itself, what we mean is that the speech has logos. The speech has logical argument. The speech has facts and statistics and evidence that people can embrace and they can believe in. So key things then is that persuasion is achieved by the speaker's character when the speech is so spoken as to make him seem credible. Persuasion is achieved by the speaker's character when the speech is so spoken as to make him seem credible. And so logos, ethos, pathos, all of them are very key to enable you deliver effective message. Therefore, the man or the woman who is in command of the three means of effecting persuasion should be able to reason logically. If you're going to produce logos in your speech, then you need to reason logically. So how do you get to reason logically? Logic is one of the things that is not very common today. I remember a friend of mine telling me that people need to be told that common sense is an app so that they can download it and use it. Because we live in an age that people have a lot of knowledge, but they don't use their common sense. To produce logic, you need to understand how to make use of common sense. Human beings seem to connect with common sense very easily. They connect with common sense very easily. So learn to reason logically. Learn to reason logically. But another thing that is very important is that you need to understand human character and goodness in their various forms. You need to understand human character and goodness in their various forms if you are going to develop credibility. People may not know you. You could be meeting them for the first time even as you are addressing them. But people can tell whether you are credible or not just the way you speak. Just by the way you speak. People can tell when you are speaking down on them. People can tell when you are proud. People can tell when you are humble. People can tell when they feel you are speaking for their interest. And they can tell when they feel you are simply speaking to impress them. So then understand human character and goodness in their various forms. Did you know that even people who are not doing the right thing, they value particular aspects of things? That even thieves sometimes want to be loyal to each other. That tells you loyalty is a universal factor. The people could be haters, but they understand the power of love. There could be haters going around hating people who are successful, hating people who seem to be doing the right thing. But you know what? It's not that they do not know the power of love. It's not that they do not know the power of honesty. The fact that somebody doesn't practice honesty doesn't mean that they do not understand that honesty is a good thing. It's a good virtue. So what does that mean? Understand human character and goodness in their various form and begin to evoke this so that you can be credible, because people listen to people they respect. People listen to people they respect. And then finally, understand the emotions. Know their causes and the way they are excited. Understand people's emotions. If you want to speak and make people happy, or you want people to laugh to a particular joke, then how do you say that joke in such a way that makes people laugh? When you want people to feel sad about a particular scenario or picture that you are painting, how do you say it in a manner that evokes those feelings of sadness? Or you want people to feel nostalgic. How do you say whatever you are saying in a manner that will capture and captivate people? It is important to understand your place of destiny as a speaker and to be able to communicate effectively by upholding these three pillars of public speaking. Logos, which is logical argument, enabling you to make sense, make your message to make sense before your audience by the use of facts, statistics, and many other things that could enable you to produce evidence of your speech or produce logical argument. But again, also developing that credibility where your audience will be able to respect you and believe in you because they know you are a person of character. And then pathos, emotional connection with your audience. The ability to connect with your audience in the best way possible so that your audience will be able to move with you in the right direction, being able to laugh with you, to cry when you say something that makes them cry, to feel excited when you say something that causes them to be excited, to persuade them and push them towards the reality of destiny because you're communicating the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you could be there and you're telling me, Dan, you know what? Whatever I'm doing doesn't need me to be a communicator or a public speaker. I don't think I need public speaking skills. You know what? Just wait a moment. Wait a moment. One day, you will be caught. You will be given a chance to communicate, or you will be pushed before an audience to communicate. Yes, I agree, your job may not necessarily demand the skill to communicate effectively. But you know what? Outside there in the community, one day you will go for a burial of a friend or a relative, and they will call you forward to say something. How will you say it? So public speaking is not an option. You could be organizing a birthday party for your daughter or your son, and your daughter will say, I want to give my daddy or my mommy or my sister or my brother or my uncle or my aunt a chance to say something. That is the moment you will realize if you had not developed the skill, you will miss the chance to shine and share something. But more if you're an aspiring leader, you cannot subtract public speaking. Leadership and public speaking go hand in hand. Some of the great leaders are not speakers. Some of the great thinkers are not leaders. Why? Because they cannot communicate effectively. Even right now in this country, in my country, Kenya, even as we talk about constitutional amendments and change, talking about the BBI report, it means building bridges initiatives. Look, leaders come out by communicating. They share the message. Yesterday, you saw them at Bomas of Kenya. They were sharing. Everybody was sharing, those who are for and those who are against. So public speaking skills are not an option for anybody. Sooner or later, you will find yourself with that opportunity to deliver your message, and you need by then to understand how to deliver it effectively. Always a pleasure to have you tune in and listen to the Raw Leadership Talk. My desire is that you grow in leadership and become a better person. You can contact us through the information that is appearing below on your screen, that is passing on your screen. You can call us through the numbers that are appearing on your screen. You can visit our public speaking website, publicspeakingtc.org, and get to see what kind of courses we offer at the Africa Center for Public Speaking. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. To take you maybe 5 seconds to just visit my YouTube channel and subscribe, and I will be glad to connect with you again and again. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.